Hello, YouTube. It is me, back for a vinyl update on this October month, 2019. Going to show some vinyl here, amongst other things. So, if you don't have anything good to drink, maybe you should get some. I got some coffee here in my new Halloween mug, I guess you could say. Cup, mug. Yeah, that's good. Set that right over there. And let's get started with this various variety. First thing I want to show is I got a couple magazines here that I picked up fairly recently. This one is The History of Paganism, and there's a slew of these books. They're done by the makers of All About History. This is a company that makes them. And there's one about the Salem witch trials. There's some about Byzantine emperors. There's some about uh, pretty much anything you can think of. And here's another one that I got: The History of Vampires. This is from the same company too. So yeah, these are at I've seen them a couple places, but of course bookstores. Barnes and Noble carries the majority of those. Uh, so there's a couple other ones that I want, but those things are not, they're not that cheap. I don't know if they're all different prices or not, but um, they're worth it if you like magazines, I suppose. And then I picked this CD up at Goodwill um, within the last week. Joey Lawrence, it's his first solo CD. You might know Joey Lawrence from the show Blossom. And believe it or not, this was on my Amazon wish list. So it's not now, but I haven't listened to it yet. But I mean, if you can pretty much imagine what it's like. And then it comes with this. There's the other side. So yeah, that was pretty cool to find that. I thought most people would like, Joey Lawrence. Well, that's sort of what I did too, but for a different reason. And then on to some 45s here. This one is a Johnson Smith Company 1973 horror record. There's side A, and side B is the same picture. It's wind and storm, screams, ghosts, eerie music, groans and laughs, vampires, banshees, and werewolves, outer spacemen. That was cool to find that. I don't know if that's a 33 or a 45. As far as the speed, it's probably a 33. And then this one I'd seen people post on and off, I don't know, for quite a long time, and I'd never seen it anywhere. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to have that. The Knack with My Sharona picture sleeve. And the record is pretty much mint condition. I mean, it needs cleaned, but it's got Let Me Out on side 2, or on B side. So yeah, that was a pretty good find, and I think I only paid, let me see a price on it, I think it was 99 cents. And then this one too is one of my favorite songs by the Turtles, Eleanor. Another picture sleeve, which this one's probably even more rare than the Knack one, because the Knack came out in 1979, and this Turtles one was from the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. So I think pretty much all of their music, not all of their music, but as far as their hits go, I think they were mainly from the 60s. So that's on White Whale record label. And this one was cool, I thought, too. Are You Lonesome Tonight on one side, and they got a sticker over the other side, so I can't really tell what it is because it was from Goodwill. Anyway, it's Homer and Jethro, and it's in the original RCA Victor sleeve. So let's see, they got the sticker right over this. And this record has got a little bit of a couple of chips in it here, but and it's dirty. But you know, for 99 cents, I mean, when's the last time, or how often I should say, do you see Homer and Jethro on 45? I mean, I might have a couple other ones, but I'm not real sure. So on to the 12-inch. To get me a drink or so ever so few words, so many words. I'll get it out in a minute. Cole, there's not room for you over here. He doesn't listen. This record I bought at, there's an oddity store near here. It sells all kinds of cool stuff, random weirdness, which is what I like. And I bought this record here, or there, and I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a gospel record. It's a double album, and I think it was still in the wrapper, or in the shrink wrap. It says A Man and His Music. Leroy Jenkins and Taft Douglas. It's produced by them. I don't know. It's recorded in Columbus, Ohio. Not real sure who the artist is, but there's the full effect. And then, see, I'll pull out one of the records. There's just a red label. It's on, looks like JLA Records. No. J Faithworks. Leroy Jenkins. I guess that's who that is. Anyway, it was worth, I think I paid 99 cents for it. So, I mean, it was worth that, wasn't it? Too bad these gospel records don't have posters. I mean, I know that's sort of a weird thing to think about, but... And then this one is really cool. The Best of the Trogs. I don't think I have any albums by the Trogs until now. So, and of course this has Wild Thing on it, and Love Is All Around. It's on Rhino. So yeah, that was a really good find, and doesn't have a sticker on it, so I'm not sure if I got that at a Goodwill or where. Omar Lamp Parter. Lands. Lands, I'm Hilton. I don't even know what that means, but there it is nevertheless. It's a quintet of some sort. And it has drinks here on the back, recipes for drinks. You can see the names there, it's sort of humorous. But the song titles, it has, let's see, the young new Mexican puppeteer, Goody Goody. Some of these are in a different language. Rose Garden, Popcorn. It looks to be French. There's a great picture there at the bottom. You can see that. Love to have a set of those bongos like that. They're also on the front too. If you can. So, and it's on Sonic Records. This one definitely needs cleaned. And then I also picked this Captain Kangaroo Christmas record up. This is an old Captain Kangaroo. Not that any of them isn't old by now, but this is one of the earliest ones, I should say. Bob Keeshan played Captain Kangaroo. This is a golden record. Actually, it's black, but the name of it is golden. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas is the name of it. With Captain Kangaroo, and Lumpy Branham is the guy that played Mr. Green Jeans. I think his real name is better than his show's name. But Captain Kangaroo, I used to watch that all the time in the 70s. Kiss Me, I'm Irish, Linda Lee, and the Golden Heirs. It's pretty great. For what reason, I'm not sure, but it is pretty great. Uh, this came out in 1979, so I'm sure this was not being played on the radio like My Sharona at the time. A green label, imagine that. Yeah. And then Assorted Flavors of Pacific Jazz, a hi-fi sampler. Anything jazz is going to be good, I'm sure, but the cover alone is pretty great. Wonder if that little girl's still alive. What a morbid thing to think, right? And it's a very boring label. But let's see, Chet Baker quartets on here. Bud Shank. A lot of Chet Baker, actually. It must have been the same record label. A lot of Bud Shank, too. That's the majority of what's on here, but what record label was this again? Pacific Jazz. Go figure. And then somebody that you might actually recognize, Linda Ronstadt. I have a lot of her records, but I don't remember owning this one. So I went ahead and grabbed it up. Heart Like a Wheel is the name of it. Love Has No Pride. That's a good song. Silver Threads and Golden Needles. Desperado. I Believe in You. It's on Asylum Records. I like Linda Ronstadt. I don't think she's done a record and done any recording in years and years because of her. I'm not sure exactly what disease she has, but Barbara Mandrell. Barbara Streisand, Butterfly. And I have this record already, but I bought it for the back side. I'm going to hang this up because I really love that picture. I'd like to have that on a t-shirt. Probably showed this record too because I was on a Barbra Streisand buying spree there for a while, and I was buying all of them. So I know that I had showed those, but I just love that picture there on the back. And then another great one to find was George Harrison. I think this one's just Dark Horse. No, it isn't. It's Living in the Material World. I'd like to get his electronic album. I'm not sure the name of it right off, but I know it's been reissued. I want to say that I seen an original at Half Price Books not too long ago, and been trying to conserve on my money, so I didn't buy it. Look at that awesome sleeve. Anything to do with Hindu artwork, I'm all about that. It's even on the label there on one side, and then he's got, I guess that's him with his vehicle on the other side. I guess that's his chauffeur. But yeah, as far as Hindu art, and there's the lyrics on the inside. I just love that kind of stuff. I have some books here. I have this, and then I have the Indian Bazaar book, which I've probably shown before, and it has a lot of that stuff in it. Just happened to have that sitting there. So I'd like to get all of George Harrison's solo albums on vinyl, because I'm not sure how many I have at this point. And the songs that's on this one, I'm not real good with his discography. Let's see. I would think that, what's that song? I don't think it's called Hare Krishna. It might be, but I would think that'd be on this record, but it's not. That actually might be on his All Things Must Pass record, which I really need to get, because I don't think I have. I've never really seen that record at a good price that's used. I know it's been reissued too, and I'm not sure how much the reissue goes. I'm sure there's more than one version of that. But if I could find a good used copy without paying an arm and a leg, I seen a copy at half price I don't know, it's been probably a year ago now, and they had a decent price on it, and I was, for some reason, I already had some stuff, and I was already spending too much money as usual, so I didn't get it. But I have seen it numerous times. And this one, not sure how to pronounce this. I'm not going to try. The world became the world. I don't know how you pronounce that right there, but this came out in 1974. Not real sure what this is, other than a record. It's I'm still not going to try to pronounce it, but there you can see it a little bit better. I'm assuming it's probably some kind of a chant record, maybe Hindu, hopefully. It's got the words, so it's if this is the right one, yeah, this is the lyrics to it. So it's an American, or at least it's in English. I'll say it that way. Um, see, drums, percussion, vocals, bass guitar, woodwind, violin, keyboards, vocals. So there's vocals on it, so that's the best part. Obviously, if there's lyrics, there's going to be vocals. I'm so smart. So yeah, I got it because it really looked like something that I'd never heard before, and why wouldn't you get something like that? I don't want to stick to. I mean, there's classic music that I listen to all the time. Maybe classic's not the right word, but there's stuff all the time that you listen to over and over, stuff you like a lot. Um, but I'm always looking for new stuff, or at least bands that I'm not aware of or haven't listened to. They don't have to be a new band. Actually, I'd prefer they be an old band, because more than likely I would like the sound of it a lot better if it was not too modern, because for some reason, this has been a slow progression. I'm getting off on a tangent. Uh, this has been a slow progression, but I've noticed over the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years, or maybe 2 to 3 years, especially, I'm getting farther and farther away from brand new music, or at least the style of what's been popular for the past 10 years or so. And I don't mean that 100% exclusively with everything. Um, there are some bands that I just absolutely love that are considered a new band. And then there's other stuff that's like pop music and stuff, rock and pop, and there's even a smidgen of country that I like. Um, Very little of that, but there is some of that. But when it comes to a lot of the new stuff that's like auto-tuned and stuff you hear almost 90% of on the radio, not that I listen to the radio, but um, when Cat's driving, she has her radio on a lot. And there's this one station around here. They used to be a variety station. They supposedly still are. And they used to play, every song they played was good. Um, and it didn't have to be a song that I was familiar with, but it was always good stuff from like the 70s and 80s, and a little bit into the 90s, and a little bit newer once in a while. Um, but the past, ever how many times I've listened to it on her uh, car stereo, it's just like it all sounds like crap. And I know it's me. It's not, well, I can't say it's totally me, because a lot of the new music is crap. I've heard a lot of people say that, so I'm not the only one that thinks that. But I know a lot of it is me, because I don't like the sound of it. And it's hard to get into music, because there's some bands I've tried to get into, and I just can't get past the sound of it. Uh, and I know that's why you listen to music. And well, for example, this is not an example of that, but like Taylor Swift, for example. I don't like Taylor Swift, so because I don't like her, I don't listen to her music. I've heard a couple songs here and there, and it's listenable. It's actually gets in your ear and you can't get rid of it sometimes. Not that I've heard a lot of it to know the lyrics, but I don't listen to her because I don't like her as a person. Now, granted, I don't know her personally. I've just never liked her from day one. I don't know why. So that's why I'm turned off of for her with her music. I'm just not interested. But whatever. I don't know what brought that up, but yeah, I like old music. That's what brought that up. Let me drink some more of this before it gets cold. And I don't want to be like an old fuddy-duddy that doesn't like anything new and this and that. But I have found that the older I get, and I hate to say this, it makes me sound like a grandpa, but the older I get, the more I am stuck in a specific time when it comes to movies and music. I mean, I've said, and I've probably said this on this channel before, but I've said that all the good stuff has already been made. It's already been recorded. It's already been, you know, I don't know, as far as movies, music, all the cool toys, all the cool comic books, 99% of everything that's cool, in my opinion, has already been done. So, with that state of mind, with me feeling that way, it's really hard to break. When something first comes out, it's like, oh God, I like with movies. Now, I will say I'm a little bit more open minded with movies than I am with music. As far as new stuff, we went and seen, oh, what was the movie we just seen? The Maleficent, the second one. Really good movie. We'd seen the new Addams Family. It was really good. I mean, I sort of knew what to expect. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with computer animation or whatever they call it. But anyway, back to the vinyl. I got a few more here to show, if I can shut up long enough, or at least concentrate. Uh, this looks like it's French too. It's called Son of Dust, Jamie D. Frates. I guess now you say it. That's some cool artwork though. And I'm assuming that's him here on the back, doing his stretches. There he is after he's stretched. He's tired now. And here's a flock of seagulls right here, not the band. So this one is probably like a similar type to that one I just showed. There's the label. I get sidetracked really easy, can you tell? But this one it came out in 1978, and it just looks very interesting to me. The song titles aren't really that strange, but anything that came out in the 70s is usually strange. This one's really cool. Little John. I'd never heard of this band, but that looks really great. And then the back is just as cool. It's so great. This guy here in the middle, he's pretty great. They're all outfits though. Look at this dude's pants right here. I want to make a pair of pants like that. It looks like they're just like splattered with paint. But that's the Golden Gate Bridge there behind him, I'm pretty sure. It's on Epic Records, and I'm assuming it's a rock band by the looks of it's on Epic Yellow, bright yellow, and there's no lyrics or anything in here, but it looks very interesting. Some of the titles of the songs: Gremlin's Lullaby, Voices of Angels, Pretty Blue Dress, Feelings of Delight. So that ought to be Epic because it's on Epic. And another one from this band, Little John. This one's called Up and Down. Very psychedelic cover on that one. So I'm assuming this was a later one, possibly. I didn't see a year on that other one, but this one looks like they've sort of matured a little bit you can sort of see the transformation with a lot of those bands that came out in a similar time to sort of like what the Beatles did. I mean, they sort of came out looking sort of what I would consider clean cut. Of course, back then it wasn't clean cut. And then, wearing sort of conservative type clothes compared to some of their later albums. A lot of times they would be wearing more psychedelic colors and more frilly outfits and things. A lot of those bands went through that kind of, I don't know, I guess it's an evolution. And that's that. That's all the vinyl I have to show, and a lot of yakking that I did there in the middle, or close to the end. So thanks for watching and sticking with me through this. This video's probably is about as long as I've done for a while. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm going to let you all go and get back to drinking what's left of this coffee. Hope everyone will have a good Halloween coming up here. What is it? Next week, I think. So let me know what you guys are going to dress up as if you're interested in Halloween at all as far as the dressing up aspect. I mean, some people dress up to hand out candy. We don't get very many trick-or-treaters around this area. We get a few here and there, but I don't know, does kids still do that? I know they do, but if I had kids, I don't know if I'd really want them to do that. So I don't think my cats are going out trick-or-treating anytime soon. He's laying back here behind me. I don't know if you can see him. He's black. He blends in with my shirt. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Please subscribe if you're not currently a subscriber, and we'll see you in the next vinyl update. Still here. Cheers.